Before I let you go, I want to ask you two questions about current day, Jenny. We haven't seen you race since, I guess, winter last year, pre-COVID. Is that correct? I think that's correct.
Yeah, right.
Um,
This has been the longest break from training since I was a middle schooler. Not training,
yeah,
excuse me, from racing. My
I was gonna
longest
say,
break from racing since I was a middle schooler. No, I'm still training.
the Olympic trials in 3 months. So I mean, we trust your tactics, but you might want to train too. Um, I'm assuming. I thought in my mind, well, maybe she'll dabble in the five, but now that they've moved the five to the beginning of the trials, I'm assuming the emphasis is going to be still on the 15, and we'll be seeing you in some races pretty soon.
Yeah, yeah, I'm planning to run a 15 at the end of this month. But no, you're right. It's such a it's so sad that they changed the schedule around, and I have no idea why they changed the schedule. But now the 1500 and the 5K is an impossible double,
Mhm.
so anyway, that's out the door for better or for worse.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna run a 15 at the end of the season, or at the why am I? These are not Freudian slips here. I'm hopefully I'm still running the 15 season.
Do you have an announcement
No,
you want to make, Jenny?
no, no. At the end of the month, I'm gonna run one. And yeah, that'll be my focus. And it's funny after this. I mean, this year has just given all of us a lot of time to think about what do we want to do, what do we want the future to look like, what do we want today's present weird sort of step away from racing to look like and so forth. And it's reignited in me that I'm so lucky to be good at the 15 because it's just such a dynamic and such an exciting race. And I've really enjoyed training for it over the years. I think I've always had this kind of fear that as I get older, I won't be good at it anymore and I'll have to be forced out into another event. But no, this year has just reminded me how lucky I am that I'm good at an event that's just so exciting. And if I wasn't a 1500-meter runner, I still think that would be my favorite race to watch as a fan because man, it's just so dynamic and it attracts both the speedy 800-meter runners and then those kind of traditional strength distance runners. And it's fun to watch those matchups. So yeah, that's my plan.
Are you nervous at all to jump back into racing after such a long break?
Yeah, I'm really nervous. And it's funny because you mentioned like all the teams that I've made and performing well under pressure. I think it's important to say I get nervous. I mean, after all these years, you don't get used to it. You work so hard and you want all that hard work to pay off. And so, still past a decade into being a 1500-meter runner, I still will toe the line and I'll still be anxious about it. But the benefit that I have is all these years of running logs that say, hey, if you can do this at training, then you can do this on race day. And
Mhm.
that's really what I'm going to lean on, especially after having such a long break from racing, is just saying, okay, we know the different benchmark workouts that have indicated what kind of racing I'm capable of, and I'll lean on those to kind of set my expectations for the early season races.